let's say that somebody had hired you to do a quick mock-up of a billboard and supplied you with this poster. They say, this is the billboard that's currently here, and we want to put the image of a duck on the same sort of background. And you go, okay. But you reading this billboard, you realize, hey, I too want to conserve energy. I want to be smart. I'm going to use a smart object. So first things first, though, let's go ahead and clear out all of this text. That's easy enough. We'll just do a quick lasso and do an edit, fill, content aware, and we'll fill out that. We'll do another one. Let's actually get all of it in one go. Here we go. Same thing, edit, fill, content aware, fill. Boom. All right, so we have a nice blank billboard. You'd want to go in and do additional cleanup past that, but for now, we'll say that this is sufficient for this demo. We'll call this the Smart Billboard PSD. So in it, we're ready to put in our animal, and then voila, we're set. So the animal that they requested was duck with no background, and they supplied that to you. So I'll go ahead and open that up. And we have a duck with mask. So I've already spent a little bit of time cutting out this duck using a mask. So you can see it's just a duck being an awesome chill duck. So we'd normally put this in and do some transformations, right? And we could just drag it over, drop it down, boom, we've got a duck. But we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to do all these transformations instead as a smart object. So I could do the file, place embed, but since I've already drag this over, let's go ahead and just right click on little duck here and convert to smart object. This icon means it's a smart object, so I don't get confused. I'm going to close that and not save it. Now there's another reason I did this. Now that I have done that, it's embedded it as a duck.psb rather than doing it as a psd file. Okay, go ahead and save. All right, so I'm going to do a transformation. Control T. And I want to move these pieces around, and that's not a problem. Holding down the control key allows me to do exactly that. So I'm just going to transform this duck, and I'm going to line things up so that it looks like it's on the billboard, and not a problem thanks to the power of the control key. I've got the duck. Maybe I'd want to put it on some kind of blending mode to make it look like it belongs. I think multiply will work pretty well there. Could also do some blurs or some distortions, but hey, I've got the duck. All right, I'd save it and I'm done. I would export out a file, probably through file save as, maybe a PNG, email it to the client, be like, here's the mockup, it's just the file that you want. And then you get a call from them later and they go, oh no, we sent you the wrong file. We meant this to be the snail campaign. And we need you to very quickly replace this duck with a snail. And you go, okay, I could do that. And they mean fast. They want it done ASAP. You're like, all right, but it's going to cost you even more. And they agreed. You're like, ka-ching, here we go. So let's say that they then send you the snail, and using all of the techniques of doing the masking techniques I showed you last week, you get the snail down to just this one file. And you're like, great. Good to go. Now you need to bring that snail in. So I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to do replace contents. I'm going to replace the contents of the duck with mask with the snail with mask. And it claims that the resulting shape is too big. Well, that's a problem. Let's go ahead and open that up real quick. Snail with mask, and we'll just make a smaller one. We'll do a image size, and oh my, yeah, that is far too big. Haha. Ooh, we'll go ahead and knock this down to say something more appropriate. So one last piece of pre-production, image size. Wow, yeah, okay, let's get it within these sizes. 10 inches might be good. Let's actually go into the duck. This is something that I forgot to double check in advance, but we'll go into the duck smart object and we'll get it from here. Image size. And we'll make it, we'll make it 6-ish by 5-ish. Cancel, close. Go in here, image size, make that 6 inches by 5-ish inches. That looks good. And I believe it's 300 pixels per inch. Tell it okay. Double check that one last time. Image image size, 300 pixels per inch. Great. So now with this small snail, let me go ahead and save as, file save as. We'll call this snail with mask dash small. Now, with that out of the way, right click and go replace contents. And now we can replace it with the small snail. Oh, look at that. Except for that little burp where the size was too big, and sure enough, we needed to resize it. All of our transformations from the duck were saved. But now if we come in here, sure enough, it is the snail. In fact, if we even were to turn off the mask, save with Control S, and then pop back, we can even bring in the background if we want, but we don't want to. We'll go ahead and turn that back on and save, and voila, it's the snail. Now keep in mind, this is a different snail. If I were to take a little brush and go, oops, and a new layer, go boom, and have a dot for some reason, the dot is also transformed. But if I were to go back to the week 3 snail small, no dot, because this is embedded and not linked. So what was this demonstration about? Well, changing content, and also remembering that the transformations are applied at this level to the data stashed in here, which means if you swap out this data, this file, then you can preserve your transformations and save yourself a lot of time every single time. It's absolutely amazing, but hold your horses. There's even more you can do with smart objects, as we'll demonstrate in the next video.